Yo, what up guys? At the shop today, prepping the car for an event, and I'm gonna actually be sliding in a few days, so on Sunday at IFO and at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So that is gonna be awesome. That's actually where I first started drifting at. It's gonna be really cool to be back there. I didn't get to go last year. But what I've been doing, basically just bolt check. Did replace an inner tie rod up here, so I'm gonna need to do an alignment. But also just kind of wanted to cover some stuff that I'm doing with the angle kit. And I mean, this isn't really the angle kit, but it is in relation to it. Got my GKtech adjustable sway bar end links. In a previous video, I kind of covered some stuff with the angle kit. I did take a notch out of the coilover sleeve with a little burr grinder. Just did the same on the other side as well. Can't really see it, but yeah, did the same there. So the banjo bolt doesn't contact the coilover when it's under load. The other thing I want to take care of, these sway bar end links that I'm using. These are Moog sway bar end links. They actually don't make them anymore, but at least at full droop, we've got contact with the brake caliper to the sway bar end link. Now, I'm not sure if that is contacting under load or not, but it is something I want to try and take care of. So I'm gonna put those end links in. These are much smaller. Look at the size of that end link versus that honker right there. So I think same thing here. Like, look at the size of that. There's the guy she told you not to worry about. We are gonna go much lower profile with these, which I think is gonna help the trailing wheel under load, and hopefully we won't hit the brake caliper on the sway bar end link anymore. That'd be really cool. So I mean, all I gotta do is take this knot off of this side, get this out of here, and then take it off of there, and then we're good to go. I might try and do one of these real quick. All right, so that's in there. Looks really nice. Let's see what clearance we got. All right, so we got the size you can see. We actually have clearance. It's really hard to show that. There should be clearance. Yeah, so you see that's not actually touching the heim joint. It is very close, and that's at full droop. So right now, what the caliper is actually hitting is and this is again, keep in mind, at full droop. The caliper is hitting the coilover bolt right there. But we have more clearance now, so gonna run with those and throw in the other side. I just did a little bit of trimming on the coilover bolt, just like a smidgen, you know, and now that has clearance, so everything should be running better for the event. Other two things I did to the car, I installed the new GKtech flat steering wheel. It's a 350 mil, so it's a little bit farther away from me. Should be easier to drive now. As well, I did get the center console all buttoned up. My brother designed and printed a gauge pod holder for my car, so now I can have my water temp gauge back, so that'll be nice. I might be, you know, combining this with the drift day, so I'm not entirely too sure. Gonna keep plugging away on this, just bolt check it, make sure everything's good, take it for a solid drive, and make sure everything checks out. Well, I just found this. Don't know if that's normal. Well, you know, just to be safe, before the event, I am gonna change this out. Thankfully, this axle, the driver's side, went out of vibes. This should be good to go. This is the passenger side, so I'm gonna throw that in. This is the OEM axle. These axles are the remanufactured axles from Z1 Motorsports, or the NVA axles. I considerably lowered my car, you know, before putting these in, but I don't think they have that. They don't have that many events on them. I'll have to count them up. But yeah, that kind of sucks. And I can also kind of feel around the boot, there's like I think I can feel one of the ball bearings that popped out. But I'm gonna pop this out and put in the new one, and then we should be good to go for the event, hopefully. Fun stuff, hope for the best. Wish me luck. And we are good to go. Yeah, I don't have a drill bit, so I did end up reusing the stock hardware, which is fine. But this axle should be good. I do still need to test it. But yeah, the play in the other axle was really bad. I think, yeah, I'll record a clip of it. I'll throw it in here. All I had to do is take out the exhaust. But yeah, man, that is messed up. And then this is the one I'm gonna put in. So I think we're good. But it was really bad. So, and I did hear some stuff coming from the rear end when I was going around corners hard. I was trying to drive this car hard before the event, you know, within reason. And yeah, heard some crap, found some crap. So hopefully it should be good for the event. Something else I just noticed, putting the old hardware back on the axle. Look at this, the dents on the back of this. I did the subframe bushings in the car. That raises the subframe up. And right now I have those, I think it's 10 mil axle spacers in there. So I don't know if I need to take them out, but I threw them back in, but I might need to take the axle spacers out of this car and maybe put in like 5 mils or just run with 0. Reason you run axle spacers usually is when you lower a car, that changes the deflection on the axle, which like kind of pulls the axle out from the bearing, but it's just designed to give it the right amount of deflection at this outer ball or outer CV joint. Anyways, yeah, we'll see what happens basically, and we might be addressing that in the future. All right, damage report on the axle. Shaft, good. Cup, messed up, real good. I need a new one of those. Needle bearings, pieces of needle bearings, bearing in pieces. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that axle was done. What the hell? All right, so it is the next day. Gonna check for bearing deflection on the axles because of those dents there. Might need to take my axle spacers out, so Realistically, how you do that is you unbolt your axles and leave like one bolt in loose and then lower it down on the ground. And then next step, basically gonna be wiggling a shaft, seeing if we got any room. If there isn't any room, we're taking those spacers out, I think. All right, so with the axle unbolted and the car's suspension loaded up, you can see that our axle is actually tilted up right here, and the longest length of the axle would actually be straight. So technically this is shorter right now. And look at how much deflection I have. It's really, it's not much. It's really not, it's not nearly enough deflection. And then with this, say this levels out, like the ride height goes up, then that is pushing into here, and that is also, those dents are appearing on this cup here. So it looks like I either need to take these axle spacers out, which I'm gonna do, and or order new ones like 5mm. The stock one, you see the cup here is protruding out, the other one does not. This has a slight bit more deflection, probably has about 8mm of deflection. I don't know if that's enough. I'm gonna go back home and do some pondering, because I might just be taking these axle spacers out. Those other axles shouldn't have blown that quickly. And I'm seeing dents on that side, so yeah. Drift prep, fun stuff. All right, so seeing all the damage on this axle, this is, keep in mind, a Z1 NVA axle, rebuilt axle. I wanted to look at my driver's side that went out at Vibes, and it is completely different. This looks way, way beefier. And at first I couldn't see anything wrong with the bearing, but going into the cup, you can see where it blew up at Vibes. Pretty clearly was skipping teeth on the way home, and you know, just in general. So not ideal, but yeah, if I can get a replacement cup for this and a replacement bearing, I would rather run this OEM axle that came in my car rather than what is that, man? Like, I don't know if that's even normal.